Okay. Here's a little bit, it's just a quote from Steve Jobs that I really liked because it's about being innovative and being different than everybody around you. Because in this room, we all sell Tupperware. And then you go out and you're like, but there's so many people, or you get discouraged. I remember when I first started feeling that way. So here's a little bit about Facebook and social media, and it's really not that old. In 2005, only 5% of the United States citizens use social media. We're at 69%, which is huge. So when I looked at that, I sat down and I did some research and I figured out who was my target, where did I want to fit in there. And as you can see, millennials, 90% are on social media. So that's obviously a really good target to go after. But still, Gen X and baby boomers, 50% of those people that you might have thought weren't on social media are on social media. So I thought that was really interesting. So when I sat down to really figure out what my brand was and who I was going to be, because when I started my Facebook page, I really did a lot of research and figured out I needed to brand myself. And some of those, what was I good at? What did other people think about me? What did they say was good at? And then what my target was. There we go. Let me get to that one so I don't have to keep on looking back. Sorry, I'm not very good at memorizing things. Okay, so this is what it looked like for me. I'm good at cooking, I'm good at multitasking, I'm creative, and I'm a great problem solver. I push people, the people in my world. If you're not in my world, it doesn't matter if I know you. I will push you into things that might make you uncomfortable, but I think that you can do it. I think anybody can do anything. It just takes a little push, so here I am. And then here's some things that my friends and family, I say are good things. I don't know if you think lunch is good, but I do. And that I stay calm in chaos. I actually love chaos. When things are all chaotic, that's where that's my go point. I don't waste time beforehand worrying about things. I just wait to that moment. And then who my target was. So all of those different qualities of myself, then I looked at who is going to come to me and who am I going to be, I'm going to want to be around. Because you want to be around the people you want to be around. You're going to be more comfortable around those people. And then, so I looked at that, and that is my target. Women that want more than what they currently have. If it's their situation, if it's more money, more time with their family, those types of things. And people that want to learn to cook, because I really enjoy cooking and I really like teaching people, showing them something that they thought was impossible and showing them that it is possible and they can do it in their house. And people that want to help our planet, working parents, stay-at-home moms, and dads, and starting over folks. Those are the people that maybe are just done living the life that they are living now. So it's that's who I'm attracted towards. So that's something that that's going to be different for you. Brand yourself and not Tupperware. Tupperware has a brand. They're Tupperware. Everybody knows what Tupperware is. That's not what your goal is. Your goal is how am I going to be different than Callie or Barbara or any of you guys, and that is where you're going to need to focus. You're a business owner, and if that's a small business owner, or if that's going to be a big national brand, or if that's just going to be your side hustle, that's still your business. So then you want to sit around and you want to decide how you can create that brand. And that is going to be based on your personality, your voice, who you are as a person. It's going to be different for everybody. If my kids are crazy and they're in my videos, and sometimes you'll see my 3-year-old with this hand over the chopper, or fighting me for the chopper, or doing crazy things that, in my head I'm losing it, but that's what people and the people that are following me enjoy. They love watching that crazy stuff, and because that's their life, that's where we relate. So don't wait and think that you have to be perfect, because everybody's going to watch you grow, and that's also really neat to see when you see somebody first starting off doing something and going live, or if it's not live, if you're doing a video and they see that beginning portion. If I look back at when I first started, I actually used to have my, he's 14 now, but I would videotape him doing demos, and you'd hear my voice, and that still would annoy me, but it didn't drive me crazy because my face wasn't in it. And he thought it was cool. He didn't know the difference. So why not use, a kid if you have a child in your life? or a husband or whoever, if somebody that isn't afraid, let them be your face until you feel a little bit more comfortable, and that's okay. You just want to not be a Tupperware consultant, because that's not what you are. You are doing more than just selling a bowl. You come here every week and you're learning, and you do so much more. The goal is to have a following of people that look forward to hearing your voice, your style, and your viewpoint. Now, when I say viewpoint, that does not mean your political viewpoint, your personal viewpoint on anything outside of happy, cheerful things, or you'll lose followers. And then you'll go down a slippery slope that you don't want to do. So that is my one little thing. Don't keep your opinions to yourself on social media, or create a fake account and post away. Pre-job, I told insurance, so that was another one. You stay nice and calm on the social media. Step 1, have a clear message and vision across your social media channels. You're not selling Tupperware, you're selling yourself. You want to make sure, if you look at anything on the studio page, there is a brand. If you look at anything that Tupperware posts, it is consistent across all channels, what it's going to be about, what it's going to look like, the feel, all of those different things. I think Nikki's really good at that as well, like her fonts, things like that matter. And they matter because your target market is going to, the people that are looking at it, they're gonna see what you're posting and how you're talking and your visuals, and they're gonna know it's you without even knowing that it's, from you, just based on those things. You get used to those different parts. You can't be everybody's. It's just impossible. You can't, I'm not going to make her happy and everybody happy, because they're not going to be not everybody is going to be attracted to what you're bringing, and that's okay, because if you try to it, you're just going to be watered down, and it's going to sound generic, and you're not going to get far, I promise. This is what it looked like for me. And this is my message across all of my channels, and that is, I'll just read it from here. Life is about living. Join me to learn about cooking, recipes, kitchen solutions, tricks and hacks, and sustainability, all through my Tupperware business. Let me help you plan your next in-home, corporate, kids, and or studio cooking class. Hashtag Tupper Chef, hashtag TupTup. And that is on my Instagram account. That's on every one of those, because that's who I am. So take a minute and sit down and figure out what you want your business to look like. And then once you start seeing that, it definitely will grow. And I change this all the time as I've grown. And that's my little shaying, because that's the truth. Products are made in the factory, but a brand is created in the mind. That's really important to kind of remember. So step 2 about once you've decided what your market is figuring out your visuals. It's really important that you keep with a consistent color tones and fonts. And then I put there's a link, it's called designseed.com, and it's a really neat website that has tons and tons of fonts and different color backgrounds, and so you can kind of go through there and look and figure out what represents you. And then also make sure you're looking at the psychological benefits of picking colors. It's super important. Gems, like jewel tones, are really, they draw people in. Neon tones don't necessarily do that, so make sure you're looking at what it is you're trying to get across and base it off of that. And then your logo. I know that Tupperware has a logo, but you are not Tupperware. You are you, and your business should have a logo. Spend that time. It's investing in yourself and really being proud of who you are and what you're bringing. And that mine's changed. I have my personal one, and then I started using this Tupper Chef because when doing them at the studio, I didn't want, no, I didn't want, if Nikki's girl came to my class, that's not my customer, that's Nikki's customer. So I wanted there to be a differential of those two. So those were kind of my little designs on that. And I did all of these on Canva. Oops. Social media platforms, utilize all of them. Instagram, you want to make sure you have a business Instagram account. You don't want just your personal one. Link it to your business profile on your Facebook. Your Google, make sure you're actually going in. If you Google your business, you can add photos, you can claim your business, you can post the things that, your specials. You use it like Facebook, but it's Google. Not everybody uses Facebook. Some of those Gen X and different groups of pockets of people aren't necessarily using Instagram or whatever it is. So you want to make sure that you're looking at all of them. YouTube's a good one. YouTube is a super neat way to get out there. I know a couple of our gals use it. And then Twitter. I'm not huge on Twitter. I don't know why I can't figure it out. I just, not my strong point. But I never was part of it. So then creating your graphics. To successfully brand yourself, it needs to come from you, with your visual stamp. So everything that you're posting has some sort of theme. If it's even if you're doing just your specials, you want to make sure that they're your specials. Even though they do some amazing graphics, I take those and then I put them in mine, or I go, that's a great one, how do I make that fit into me? Not everybody has that tons of time, but instead of watching TV at night, I kind of watch TV and I sit on my phone in Canva. That's instead of sewing or doing the other crazy ideas that I've done over the years. Yes, I have sewn. I do that now. It is worth every penny to pay for the Pro of Canva. If you haven't, it is just awesome because they have a brand kit where you can then upload those fonts that you want to use, upload those different colors, and it's all there for you. So you're not spending a lot of repeat time doing it, you're just dropping and going and adding. And it's super user-friendly. And then if I can't think of something, I look at Touch Social and go, what are they posting? And then again, I make it myself. Here's some of mine, what I do. My first one is gonna be my party, and that's that long one, and that's for an in-home party. Then this is like an example of what I did to one of the ones that was posted. I added my stamp, I changed it up, I made it me. And then the Micro Pro Grill, and that was the 20th, that was what I made. That goes with my brand. I really tried to do back and forth on images when visually it's just a weird little thing that I like doing. So I definitely go back and forth. And then hashtag now, how to grow. Hashtags. Does anybody know what hashtags are or how to use them? Some of you guys. So I didn't really get hashtags, and I thought people were just like super thought they were important for a long time, that they needed 30 hashtags. And I was like, why are you doing this? Like, that's who remembers that much just to post a picture? Like, I just couldn't gather like why you would do that. But really, it is a tag used across social media, and it allows users to find things. So if you ever click on one of those, then when you go to that, it is everything that has to do with that. So it's super important to look at that. So like this post, when you look at that, you have to think, what are some words that describe it? Reusable, cups, picture, party, sale. The reason they're generic is people are not going to go, how do I get some impression tumblers? They're just not, because that's not the rest of the world. You might think that because you live Tupperware. That's not how a lot of the world sees that. So then those hashtags, I'm gonna use reusable cup, party, sale, party, prep, Tupperware. And there is a wonderful website, and it's called Tag Sets. And you can put all those different keywords, and it'll give you 30 of them that you can then pick and choose from, or post all of them if you really want to. I think Instagram's the only one that lets you post that many anymore. You wanna make sure you're changing them up. Do not post the same thing repeatedly, or nobody will see anything. So it's definitely important to switch it up, take a look at it. Plan your social media ahead of time. It's your business, and if you want it to be what it's gonna be, even if it's a part-time gig, spend a half hour. If it's your full-time gig, you need to be schedule some time to do that. And then, for 1,000 years, humans have used the art of storytelling to motivate and persuade. And that's kind of what you're doing in social media. You want to create excitement. Like when PM's talking about this, I have a bunch of these. I'm like, should I buy more? Like, I can do this because PM's making this story of something that's in reality it's this piece of Tupperware, but there's so much more to it than when you create that story. So definitely, try to dig deeper. That's it.